दोस्तों, सनमार्ग नेटवर्क से मैं जीनत मलिक और आज जीएसटी डे पर हम आपको दिखाने वाले हैं एक अमेजिंग प्रोग्राम। इस प्रोग्राम में जीएसटी के बारे में सब बताया जाएगा। इसकी पूरी जानकारी के लिए देखते रहिए सनमार्ग नेटवर्क।
Vishisht Seva Medal and Yudh Seva Medal during these command assignments. He has served as Commander-in-Chief of the Joint Services Andaman and Nicobar Command and was awarded the Param Vishisht Seva Medal. Prior to taking over as the 21st Chief of the Naval Staff, he was the Flag Officer Commanding-in-Chief, Western Naval Command. Admiral Joshi, resigned by more than half the tenure as CNS, was still ahead of him, assuming moral responsibility for a few incidents in the Indian Navy. Admiral Joshi was appointed as the 14th Lieutenant Governor of the Andaman and Nicobar Islands in 2017. Known for his discipline, administrative acumen, and strategic vision, he has brought a security-focused and development-oriented approach to the Union territories since assuming office. Under his leadership, several sustainable infrastructure projects have been initiated. His focus on ecotourism with strict environmental guidelines has led to model development in Swaraj Dweep, that is Havelock, Shaheed Dweep, that is Neil, and Long Island. Admiral D.K. Joshi's tenure has seen the Andaman and Nicobar Islands emerge as a strategic maritime hub, a model for sustainable island development, and a key pillar in India's Act East policy. His leadership reflects a fine balance between national security, ecological preservation, and inclusive development. I invite the distinguished veteran to deliver the keynote address on the significant occasion of GST Day celebration.
Namaskar. Our host for this event, Shri Shravan Kumar Ji, Chief Commissioner, Kolkata CGST and Central Excise Zone. Guest of honor, Shri Sanjay Udhia Ji, Chief Commissioner, Kolkata Customs Zone, Shri Madan Mohan Singh Ji, Commissioner, Kolkata North CGST, Shri Vikram Prakash Wani Ji, senior veterans of the department who I am sure have contributed to the reason that all of us are here today, officers and staff of indirect taxes and customs departments, captains of the industry, taxpayers, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. The greatest advantage of being the last speaker in a session like this is that everything that is relevant and good has already been said before you came. Also, when it leads directly into the lunch hour, it has its own advantages. At the outset, I would like to congratulate Shri Shravan Kumar Ji and his team for having exceeded the national average. I am told that this is based on the last few months stats and data only, and therefore going forward, when we compile the annual revenue collections, I extend my best wishes that he continues remaining on top of the shelf, and we from the Andaman and Nicobars will certainly contribute our share into the kitty. As we gather here to celebrate the 8th anniversary of the GST rollout, I would like to recall to your attention the matter of the passage of the bill itself, which happened about a year prior to that, if I recall the date correctly, in August of 2016. you remember that the ruling party did not have the requisite numbers for passage of the bill in the upper house. In fact, the naysayers had clearly said that this bill, which was the result of a lot of hard work by senior veterans over a number of years and very many consultative processes, was doomed to fail. Yet, I think it's a shining example of our democratic process, of the consultative mechanism, of cooperative federalism, that it passed almost unanimously in the upper house as well, and a year later the rollout took place. To my mind, I think it is a singular achievement where cutting across party lines, where cutting across the political divide, we are gathered here to witness the day when the ruling party did not have the requisite numbers. Now it does happen rarely that not having requisite numbers, bills are passed. But it happens only in matters of core national interest, when all parties across the political divide come together. Therefore, I would venture to suggest that the matter of GST is up there with core national interest matters. On the nuts and bolts of the mechanism of GST, how it has progressed over these 8 years, enough has been said. All of you are greater experts on that matter than I am. But from where I see, it has been a consultative, cooperative process. It is not an imposition by the central government upon the state governments and the union territories. Everyone, including the taxpayers, are stakeholders. Everyone has a voice, and therefore, through the mechanism of the GST consultative processes, it has continued to evolve over years. It has got a self-correcting mechanism, and every now and then correctives are brought in. I think that is a hallmark of an inclusive process, and I wish the initiative all the best. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for your attention.
8 years ago, on the 1st of July 2017, India took a revolutionary leap, launching the Goods and Services Tax, a visionary reform that replaced complexity with clarity. That replaced many taxes with one. GST simplified the way India does business and the way citizens engage with the nation's economy. Designed through unprecedented consensus between the center and states, GST became a shining example of cooperative federalism. It unified the tax system across India, removing barriers and unlocking the potential of a common national market. In just 8 years, the GST taxpayer base has more than doubled, growing from 65 lakh in 2017 to over 1 crore 52 lakh registered taxpayers by May 2025, of which more than 78% have an annual turnover of less than 5 crore rupees. GST rides on technology, with close to 11 crore e-way bills generated every month. Goods now move faster, documentation is seamless, and the system speaks one digital language across the nation. From instant PAN-based registration to risk-based biometric authentication, from e-invoice to auto-populated returns, GST has brought convenience and transparency. Return filing is more streamlined than ever, with more than 92% filing GSTR1 and more than 90% filing GSTR3E. Trust in the system is growing. Participation is widening. GST has also prioritized timely refunds to taxpayers, a key enabler for maintaining business liquidity and operational continuity. Revenues tell the story of trust. Growing from 98,114 crore rupees monthly average in financial year 2018-19 to 1,84,072 crore rupees monthly average in financial year 2024-25. And the historic 2.37 lakh crore collected in April 2025 alone. And this revenue is not just a number, it's the engine behind transformation, powering new highways, metro networks, digital infrastructure, health programs, and public services. It is strengthening the very foundations of national development. At the same time, this growing collection is securing our borders, enhancing our defense capacity, and making India's borders more secure for its people and strengthening the guards. GST is empowering lives by enabling formalization. It is opening access to finance and scale, especially for MSMEs and rural entrepreneurs. GST is also catalyzing India's emergence as a global manufacturing hub, streamlining compliance, reducing logistics costs, and boosting the nation's export potential. And it is fueling employment generation across sectors, from city startups to rural cooperatives. Opportunity is growing. It has also reduced the real tax burden on the households, making essentials more affordable and the tax system more equitable. GST is not just a reform, it is a bridge connecting the honest taxpayer to the aspirations of the nation.
To rupees 75 crore in 24-25. Congratulations. Next, Toyota Kirloskar Motor Private Limited is a renowned automotive parts manufacturer and dealer and is also registered with the Howrah CGST Commission rate. They have been one of the highest taxpayers of this zone. The GST contribution rose from 55.45 crores in 23-24 to rupees 118.81 crore in 24-25. In recognition of the prompt GST compliance, I request Shri Shubhendu Sarkar, Accounts Executive, and Shri Indrajit Maiti, Assistant Manager, to please come up and receive their commendation certificate. Shri Shubhendu Sarkar and Shri Indrajit Maiti from Toyota Kirloskar Motor is receiving their commendation certificate. It may be kindly noted, as I read out about the taxpayers, the individual representatives may please be ready to collect their commendation certificate. Insurance Corporation of India to come up and receive the certificate. They have paid a tax amount of rupees 1,177.74 crores during 24-25 financial year. Congratulations. 177 crores during the financial year 24-25. Please give them a round of applause.
Sir, first of all, I would like to sincerely thank you for inviting me to this very auspicious and special day. 1st of July is not just a date in the calendar. It is a historic date. It is a transformative date, and it is a date which has changed the economic landscape of India. We remember 1st July 2017 when there were a plethora of taxes, complexities, and complex issues. But the constant efforts and the transformative vision of that day has seen us simplifying life, doing ease of business, and building the trust among the taxpayer and the tax authorities. Now we are not on two other sides, but we are together. Sir, that confidence building for 1.4 billion for Indians, you all deserve big compliments. All the officers, all the persons who have helped in transforming this, you are the national leaders, and we really salute you from Great University. Sir, if I can disclose, and please don't misunderstand me, I remember the days when going to customs or central excise was like a regular item in the afternoons. At least once or twice. Now sometimes So that is the change which has really happened. That you don't need to go there to solve your problems, to solve your fights. because it is done automatically and it is done as per the system. You have to be compliant, you have to be honest, and then you will see the reciprocity, you will see the respect what you get. From my own experience, I can vouch under the leadership of Sri Shyam Kumar ji, Sri Madan Mohan Singh ji, we have seen the kind of transformative, positive, and responsive action they have taken in addressing the issues of SSC along with their protective officers, their colleagues in simplified procedures, and more than that, being receptive and responsive. We are really honored and we are really touched. Sir, as you have shown, India is on the verge of attaining 5 trillion economy by 2030, and we could not get a better opportunity than this. The word you used, ease of doing business, if we really put our efforts, energy in production, in marketing, state of compliance, naturally with your support and guidance, there is no reason why we will not achieve it. So I must commend your support, your guidance, and your hand-holding to make India a 5 trillion economy. Friends, I know we are waiting to hear Admiral D.K. Joshi ji. I would just like to say that for GST, sometimes we feel that GST is just goods and services tax. I thought, can we have something else? And then I thought it is grow stronger and T4 together. Grow stronger together. So let us continue to work together. Let us continue in our partnership, and the journey continues. Whenever there are issues, we are here to discuss, to debate, and to deliberate, and the delivery will come. Thank you, sir. Thank you for the opportunity.
I am happy to inform that during this period, Calcutta zone comprising of West Bengal, Sikkim and Andaman Nicobar Islands has a revenue growth higher than the national average growth. One of the defining features of GST implementation has been its responsiveness, both locally as well as at the policy-making level. GST Council has been continuously examining the issues raised by the stakeholders and has been providing policy changes, clarifications, and solutions to various issues. Recent changes include automation of tax compliance, including auto-population of data formats, stabilized e-invoicing and e-way bill functionalities, clarifications on registration processes, removing restrictions on availing ITC, and waiver of penalty on interest on certain demands pertaining to 2017 to 2021. Representatives from the trade and various trade bodies, associations, friends from the media, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. My greetings and warm wishes to everyone on the occasion of GST Day. It's my honor and privilege to welcome Admiral Nilendra Kumar Joshi ji, Honorable Lieutenant Governor of Andaman and Nicobar Islands, who could take time out of his extremely busy schedule to be with us in today's function. Nicobar Islands, respected Sanjay Budhia ji, Managing Director of Patent Board, Shri Madan Mohan Singh, Chief Commissioner of Customs Calcutta, Shri Vikram Mani, Commissioner Central GST Calcutta North, senior officers of the GST as well as of other departments, senior obtaining registration, assessing their tax liability and paying the tax, and filing the returns. Efficient completion of these three basic processes has been one of our priority areas. We have very effective grievance redressal system. We have grievance redressal committees comprising the representatives from various state bodies to raise issues requiring intervention and correction. We have interstate coordination committees with the state GST commissioners to ensure uniformity in implementation of GST laws, procedures, and practices. Issue of fake invoices by unscrupulous persons distorting the input tax credit availment is an area of concern for us as well as for honest taxpayers. In addition to taking anti-evasion action against firms indulging in such practices, to address the issue at source, biometric verification has been introduced in each district of the state. We are making taxpayer lounge spaces in our offices to make the taxpayer feel welcome. On this momentous occasion, we recognize and value the contribution of the taxpayers who are compliant to law and sincere to their obligations. Today, we would be recognizing excellent track record of compliance and contribution to exchequer by 12 such taxpayers of the zone. Officers and staff of the department play an important role in facilitating various processes, carrying out functions assigned to them, and in compliance verification mechanism. 16 such officers have been selected for appreciation for performing their duties in an exceptional manner. So how, as a department, we are functioning? This question keeps coming to our minds quite frequently. We regularly take feedback from the trade, industry, service providers, taxpayers, and other stakeholders. We understand there are still areas which require to be addressed. Rationalizing GST rates, minimizing input tax credit restrictions, improving dispute resolution mechanism, starting the GST tribunal, further improving ease of doing business are some of such areas. Deloitte, one of the big four global auditing, accounting, and consulting firms, have been carrying out a survey on GST each year since 2017. Current survey report released a few days back, titled GST at the rate 8 years, learning from the past, defining the future, captures industry sentiment across sectors and businesses. This report explores expectations, compliance mechanisms, dispute resolution systems, and MSME readiness. The survey shows rising optimism. In 2022, 59% respondents had a positive view of GST, which in the current survey has gone to 85%. For which our taxpayers as well as our officers deserve a round of applause. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.
Please continue applauding. Thank you, sirs. I now invite Shri Vikram Prakash Rani, Commissioner.
आज जीएसटी डे है, तो आप इस पर क्या कहना चाहेंगे जीएसटी के बारे में?
जीएसटी का जैसे मैंने कहा कि खाली गुड्स एंड सर्विस टैक्स नहीं है, इसका अगर आप वाइडर जीएसटी डे आज एक ट्रांसफॉर्मेटिव डे है। आज इंडिया के इकोनॉमिक लैंडस्केप में इसका काफ़ी महत्व है। आज जीएसटी ने कैसे बिजनेस किया जाता है इसकी डेफिनेशन को चेंज कर दिया है। पहले जो कॉम्प्लेक्स पेपर वर्क और मल्टीप्लिसिटीज ऑफ कंप्लायंसेज, अब वो सिंगल एक जीएसटी के अंदर आपको एक टैक्स देना पड़ता है। वन नेशन वन टैक्स वन मार्केट। तो लाइफ हैज़ बिकम वेरी वेरी इजी। यू कैन डू योर बिजनेस विदाउट गेटिंग इनटू कंप्लायंसेज एंड दैट हैज़ चेंज द इंटायर स्पेक्ट्रम ऑफ डूइंग बिजनेस इन इंडिया। जो ईज ऑफ डूइंग बिजनेस बोलते हैं उसमें जीएसटी का बड़ा कंट्रीब्यूशन है और इसीलिए आप देख रहे हैं कि जीएसटी का कलेक्शन बढ़ते जा रहा है और अब 2 लाख करोड़ मंथली एवरेज आ गया है। तो इससे ये भी पता चलता है कि हमारी रेवेन्यू ग्रोथ, ये इंडिकेटर है कि इंडिया की ग्रोथ कितनी हो रही है। इसे डायरेक्टली ये रिफ्लेक्शन होता है और मैं आज सभी को जो पर्टिकुलरली जीएसटी के ऑफिसर्स हैं जिन्होंने इसको कंट्रीब्यूट किया है उनको धन्यवाद देना चाहता हूँ कि उनकी मेहनत और उनके एक्शंस के कारण आज हम लोग यहाँ पहुँचे हैं और मुझे पूरा विश्वास है कि इंडिया को 5 ट्रिलियन इकोनॉमी बनाने में इनका काफ़ी बड़ा सहयोग रहेगा।
जैसा कि आपने देखा जीएसटी कितना महत्वपूर्ण होता है सबके जीवन में। इंडिया ने काफी ज्यादा ग्रोथ किया है जीएसटी पर और ऐसे ही आगे भी चलता रहेगा। ऐसे ही वीडियोस के लिए हमारे साथ जुड़े रहिए।